deal. And our deal is being able to be balanced, which makes Royce better. You got to be able to throw the ball. And so, you know, if you can't run the ball every snap, you're going to see 9-man fronts. And I think Royce is the best back in the country, but if you have 9-man fronts, they're not as productive. And so we're always going to be balanced. You know, Royce is our go-to guy, and I still think he had a good day. I don't know what his final stats were. And then we know we rotate some other backs in because we got some other good players, and that makes Royce a better football player.
You guys look back on this and more so happy that you guys ended up picking it up the second half, you get to 50-plus points, or a little irked that it took you almost a quarter to get on the board at first?
Oh, we got to start better. There's no question. And I never, you know, as coaches, we don't look at points as success or failure. We can execute better. You know, we got to really look at the film to give you guys a good answer on that. What some of the things. It's hard in a game to really see it. You see things that you can make adjustments. I think we made some at halftime, and we got better in the second half. But yeah, we need to go back and look at the tape. There are definitely things that we can do better.
Greenwood was saying he was up at 3 in the morning, worried about a 4 freshman line. How concerned were you? And then what did you feel like after you've seen them play? The gut reaction to how they played.
Sure. The gut. I think they played well. I need to look at the tape. I felt very confident in those guys, and I told them that, you know, before the game and last night, because they practiced well, they prepared well, which gives coaches confidence. And I told them that you guys should be confident. And they've had success. They've had success in fall camp, and so I was excited to see them play. And I wasn't necessarily nervous. I was just excited to see those guys go.
Of course, how last season ended, you guys didn't answer the call when TC was making his comeback. Today, every time it looked like they might threaten, you guys pulled away comfortably. Was that as much a big thing for you as anything to see you guys keep the distance, even if it wasn't as easy as you wanted?
Well, yeah, that's a big thing. That's our whole mantra all year long is control what you can control and play the next play. I mean, whether you're down, whether you're up, whether you just made a big play or whether you just gave up a play, or how can you respond and play the next play and have complete focus. And we've emphasized that all summer long. We emphasized that all fall camp. And I thought for the most part, that's a good point. I thought you guys did that.
Where do you see the biggest growth from like a redshirt freshman or a guy playing his first game experience from game 1 to game 2?
Are you talking about the court?
Just in general, like, no,
anybody, all those guys? I mean, it's huge because we try to do as good a job as we can preparing guys for all the different situations, but there's still things that come up in a game. You're playing a lot more plays in the game, and here's different. It's against a different opponent, a different scheme, and that was the biggest thing. You know, especially a first game, you don't really know what you're going to see. You try to prepare for everything, so it'll be huge, you know, and that's, I believe, you know, 20 years of coaching, your biggest improvement is from your first game to your second game.
Matt, how is your tempo today relative to where you want it to be?
It needs to be better, and we're always, you know, going to push the envelope on tempo. And each game, my mindset is to go in and see, hey, we're going to make it be faster than we've ever been. You know, but sometimes the games, you know, when you're up by a lot, and you want to control the clock, that takes away from your tempo. But I thought we got it going at times, but just not consistent enough.
Dakota said a lot of that was him just getting a little more comfortable with protection.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's being hard. I mean, he did slow it down a little bit, maybe overthought a few things early, but they gave us some blitzes that we hadn't seen, and so you know, we got it fixed on the sidelines. He did a good job of recognizing it. But I think once he got kind of in the groove and felt comfortable, he did a good job.
Saw a couple big plays today. How confident are you that this offense will get more explosive as you go along?
Well, that's our goal, you know, and I'm confident because we got big play receivers, we got big play running backs, and we're going to continue to get more big plays. You know, and our job as coaches is to find ways we can get big plays. You know, we had, how many big plays do we have today? The big play we consider a big play is pass over 15 and a run over 12. I mean, I don't know. It seemed like a couple big runs, you know, and but obviously as a coach you want to try to get more, and you know, obviously the opponent has a little bit to do with the big play factor, but we've got big play guys, so we try to set up things as coaches where put them in positions where they can make big plays.
We were so focused on Farrell's return, but Johnny Mutt had himself a pretty good game, especially the last couple of years when he's playing. What did you see out of him?
Well, Johnny Mutt's a good football player, you know, and he's had a great, matter of fact, you can make an argument in fall camp, he's been one of our most consistent guys. So I knew he'd come in and play well. You know, he's one of those guys, a lot like Farrell, where he's he's a complete player. He's a point of attack blocker. He does a really good job, but he also is a very good pass receiver. And, I was proud of the way he played today.
There was one drive, I think Charles had a big kick return, and then it was like screen to Charles, and it was like Charles in the flat, and it's Charles. Do you take into account maybe a guy getting tired in your play calling?
No question. And he is definitely a phenomenal athlete and a great dude. But we kind of get that in practice. What can he do? And we've put situations on him on practice where, hey, you're going 5 plays in a row. You're a point of attack guy, and we want to get a good player to football in space. If the defense is going to let us do that, we're going to do that with you. And so we felt pretty good. There were times when we'd go to 2 tight personnel or put a guy in for him and just to rest him. And he's pretty good about that. He's pretty good about, hey, if I need a rest, he'll put his hand in the air. Because we tell him, hey, if you can give us 3 plays 100 miles an hour and you need a rest, that's good. We'll get you out. We'll get someone else back in. And part of it's those plays where he got the ball. As part of it was a progression. So what I mean by that is we call a play, and he might not be the first read, but the read took him to that guy because he was the second guy open, so he got the ball. And yeah, it just happened. It was a couple plays in a row.
With that new quarterback, a lot of new faces on the offensive line, kind of a slow start offensively. Is that kind of what you expected maybe a little bit?
Well, we never expect a slow start, but yeah, we did start a little bit slow, and obviously we got to correct that, and we will. I was proud of those guys. I think we had 4 guys out there, 5 guys playing new roles on the offensive line, and at times they did some really good things. It's really hard to evaluate those guys until you see them on film. And so I'm looking forward to seeing the tape so I can give you a better answer on Wednesday.
I take it in an ideal game, Herbert would have seen more than 17 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it worked out. We were thinking they kind of controlled the clock that last series, and we wanted to get him a full series. But, we were also, our mind thought was, this is Dakota's first game in our system, and he needs all the reps he can get to build continuity and just for an understanding and to build his confidence. But nothing against Herbert. Herbert's had a great camp, and when Herbert's in the game, we feel pretty good about him.
Did you talk to the coach briefly after the game?
I did. Told him I was proud of him. Told him I was proud of him. Told him to go enjoy himself, and tomorrow we get ready for Virginia. And what makes him a good player is he's hard on himself. He's the first guy to say, hey, I could have done this better, I could have done this better. And there's things that not only he could do better, a lot of guys could do better. As coaches, there's things that we can do better. That's going to always be the case. But that's what makes him good is because he always thinks he can do better, and he wants to fix it, and he's going to work hard to be better next week.
What did you and Steve like about starting Brady Alio over a guy like Zach Gordon who had experience when you already had 3 guys that hadn't played before?
Sure. I think it was just a gut check call at the end, but I think they played, if you go back and look at it, I didn't really pay attention who was in there because going into it, they're pretty equal, and so we felt good about them both. And, to be honest, I don't know exactly the amount of reps that each guy played, but we felt good. We knew we were going to play them both, and it was just who started didn't really matter. We might have flipped the coin.